Welcome to Hvar and welcome to Spaniola Fortress, which has been looking over Hvar for more than 500 years, kind of as the guardian of this beautiful town. And what better way could there be to start off your day than here with this stunning panoramic view over the port town.
Look at this for a view down onto Hvar town. Now this fortress was actually built initially in the 13th century and then expanded in the 16th. Don't even really need to speak, just have a look. Glistening clear blue waters of Hvar down there. Look at this. Feels like you walked into an episode of Game of Thrones or something. It's gorgeous. This, by the way, is the most touristy place all of Croatia. But believe it or not, this is where our story, I guess, really started on our YouTube channel. We started vlogging our travels a little over 4 years ago. And Croatia was one of the first countries, so we had to come back. We had to reignite the spark and the love that we have for this country. And as you can see in front of your eyes, there's a reason that Hvar is so popular. And this is it. Just look at it.
Now this fortress was built under Venetian rule, and it was never just for decoration. It was actually here to defend Hvar town and this entire fortress from the Ottomans and pirates that would come over the Adriatic Sea. And you can even still see the remnants here of the cannons in order to defend the fortress itself. And you can see the Venetian lions with the wings all over this stunning fortress, which is the remnants of the Venetians.
It doesn't get more badass than this. 1808. What a beauty. We need one of these, actually. We need more of these on the borders of Europe at the moment. This thing is gorgeous. As you can see here, just behind the fortress itself, this is actually the entrance point. Over on the other side you have Hvar town, which is heavily developed. But just behind the fortress, beautiful, vast greenery, and it's actually, the island itself of Hvar is very large and very spread out. And you can go off for hikes to loads of different places. And this here is one of the sort of the true beautiful aspect of Hvar. There's loads of lavender fields as well off in the distance, and it's just proper beautiful greenery everywhere you look to. This here, by the way, is the walk up towards the fortress itself, and it is actually, for me, believe it or not, probably the highlight of the whole thing. You don't have to pay an entrance to go up to it, but once you get to the fortress itself, it's €10 per person to enter. We were in Hvar about 4 years ago now, and the last time we were here, Hvar was very expensive. Now, it's pretty much unaffordable for a lot of people. It's actually extremely gentrified and expensive. We're here actually on a family trip, on a family holiday. Sorry, I just had to turn you around to show you this view. But the point of today's video is we want to show you the reality of Hvar in 2025, exactly the true, honest cost of things. Price of a cup of coffee up there, believe it or not, in the fortress is only €2, which is more affordable than it is down in the town. But in general, this place is pricey, so we're only going to be doing it for a few days with family this time. My phone is already full of photos though. Look at that. You can see the old walls of the fortress as well, like pretty much the whole way as you're walking up. And the old houses of Hvar town there, just behind it. But the history here, you can feel it, and you can see it literally everywhere. It runs down basically the entire way back down to the town. There's even houses down there that are actually connected to the walls of the fortress. Feels like you're in a movie or something, honestly.
By the way, we came here in September thinking it's a little bit off season, but still warm enough to actually visit the island of Hvar, but I feel like everybody else also had that idea this year. I don't want to know and I don't want to see what this place looks like in July and August. If it's still so busy that if you go to kind of the restaurants and the lunch spots for lunch or dinner, it's actually difficult to get a table here and there, and you have to walk around and search for it a little bit, and that is in September. Now imagine what it's like here in August. That must be insane. Now, because of where we are, directly in Hvar town, sort of in the port area, the food here is quite expensive. For example, if you want to get a kebab over there, it's like 15 euro. If you want to get a slice of pizza over there, just one slice, it's 9 euro. So we always like to go to our favorite bakery here, which is called Lory. It's probably pronounced differently.
You can get a slice of pizza the size of your head for 5 euro. Look at that. And the best way to enjoy it, sit here next to the boats, next to the crystal clear water. What more could you want? Although I have to say a can of Coke is 3 euro, which is pretty crazy. The average price for a can of Coke or a can of soft drink ranges between 3 to maybe 6 or 7 euro. Nuts. But hey, you're paying for the location. Like I said, Hvar is on the pricier side of life. We want to show you guys our accommodation as well towards the end of this video, so make sure that you watch until the end, because we are paying about 175, 180 euro per night for the place that we're currently at. It's nice, but it's nothing spectacular, so we want to show you that as well. Look at this. Just because it's 5 euro doesn't mean it's bad pizza. This is some of the best pizza you're going to try in a lot of Europe, a lot of Southern Europe. Croatia really knows how to do pizza well, and that's probably because of the Venetians that were here before. This is unreal. The added bonus of sitting here is with your leftovers. You can take off your leftovers, your little bread, pizza crust, and you can just chuck it in and feed the fish like we just did there. Last two pieces always go to the local fish. You gotta feed them. And look, if you're someone who's into people watching, you can sit here for as long as you want, watching the boats come in and out of the harbour. You don't have to pay 10 euro or whatever to sit in a fancy cafe. Just sit your ass down here next to the boats completely for free. Oh, and you get to see Klostermann as well. Look at this fella. Oh, wow. How cool is that?
He was coming for the fish.
He was coming for the fish that was eating our
feeding.
bread. I think we actually just got some fish eaten by the Klostermann.
We put their life in danger. Oh no.
We did a good deed. It didn't end well.
We did a good deed for the Klostermann.
Yeah. And look at this. In terms of water clarity and cleanliness, this is the main port of Hvar town, and this is how crystal clear and clean the water is. So when you go slightly away from here, it gets even better, and we're going to go and show you that right now as well. This place is probably one of the most picturesque parts of the world that you can come to, so we understand wholeheartedly why it's become so bloody touristy, and it is, trust me, it's extreme.
You do have to say though that there's lots and lots of islands here in Croatia, so if you do want to go to an island that might be a little bit less touristy, there's thousands out there. It probably would take you a lifetime to see okay, to see all of the islands of Croatia. It would probably take you your entire life, so yeah, there's lots of islands out there that are kind of lesser known, but Hvar is really, really a special place, which is why we keep coming back here.
Some of the boats here, by the way, are unreal, like out of this world. This is a private yacht right here. I don't know, I'm not a boat expert whatsoever, and to be honest, I'm not really interested in these types of things. But if you're someone that's into boats, Hvar town is quite literally heaven on earth for you. This looks like it could be probably about 15-20 plus million euro. These types of boats quite literally are coming up and docking in the bay of Hvar town constantly. You also have smaller ones as well, and obviously loads of boat tours that you can do. But if you are someone that's into boats, Hvar is like literally a playground for you. So many different ones that you can, like I said, just sit there and just take it all in and just enjoy the view. So if you do want to get a sunbed here in Hvar, it's another thing that's going to cost you quite a bit of money. So we've seen some places that do sunbeds from 10 euro, which is about as low as it gets, all the way up to about 50 or 60 euro for the entire day. Best option for you, bring a towel with you and just put it down somewhere in the shade and don't pay it, unless you want to. But hey, you can always find cheap spots like this spot here. These ones here are ones where you can get them for 10 euro for the entire day, so you can't really go wrong with that, especially if you want somewhere that's nice and soft and you don't want to lie on the rocks. But keep in mind, it is pretty pricey. If you want to rent a jet ski, for example, if you're someone that does that type of stuff, we've never been like that, but if you're someone that wants to rent a jet ski, it's 100 euro for 30 minutes, which absolutely nuts. It's 180 euro if you want to do it for the hour, and that is just wild. A lot of other places you can do it for probably about 50% of the price, and I know in Asia where we came from it would probably be about 80% of the price. But those things are crazy, and it's a real fast way to burn through your money, especially when you come somewhere like this, because the food, the accommodation and everything else is already unbelievably pricey. So what Naomi and I usually do is we just sort of stick to Meliner. So make sure you remember that name if you're going to come here, and if you are coming here on a budget, remember Meliner. There's loads of other bakeries and cafes where you can find things for considerably cheaper. Bring a beach towel and just go to the beach and have yourself a picnic on the beach for literally a third of the cost as to what you're going to pay in restaurants. And another place, there's actually a place up here ahead of us, it's called Tommy, and that is kind of like the budget supermarket, right?
Yeah, if you do have the chance to cook in your accommodation, just go to the Tommy supermarket. That's kind of like the most budget friendly. I feel like in Dalmatia, kind of, there's also Konsum and Studenac here on the island, but Tommy is usually the most affordable.
Yeah. In terms of food, like actual grocery shop food as well, like vegetables, fruit, everything else, and even milk and cheese and bread, Croatia is considerably pricier in general than a lot of the surrounding countries. Even Greece, for example. Greece has always been told to us like Greece is very, very expensive, and that's true if you go to Mykonos or Santorini or whatever. But Croatia in general, in a lot of the country itself, even in Zagreb, in the capital, and other areas, it's pricey for food. So you need to know sort of the little hacks here and there, and Tommy supermarket has been the most affordable that we've found so far. Check this out. I don't think there's a single place along the coast here in Hvar that isn't just out of this world, honestly. Like I said, like I keep saying, it attracts a lot of people for a reason. Look at this water.
If you walk further down the Lungomare here, Just over there is kind of the ferry port. You get to the port that looks a little bit more like it's of the locals here. It's a little bit more like local fisher boats that are anchoring around this place. And the water here is so insanely clean. I don't understand how this is even possible. Every time we get to Croatia, I'm like, how do they do that? It's insanely clean no matter where you go in terms of the ocean. Now, you don't even need a snorkel. You don't even have to touch the water in order to feel like you're snorkeling. You can see everything just from above, and they really consider that the big ships are anchoring just over there. That usually means that it's kind of dirty. There's a little bit of gasoline in the water or whatever, but no, not in Croatia. It's insane.
And this here just shows you that if you go a little bit outside of the center of the town, you can have a beach entirely for yourself. You can just swim off in between the boats, not a bother at all. And you can rent kayaks as well. About €15 for an hour to rent the kayaks. So that's a cheap and cheerful way to enjoy the water. And the majority of the beaches here in Hvar are gonna be rocky. So bring your rock shoes with you. It's not like a white sand beach type of a place, but that's how you get that crystal clear, beautiful water as well. This place up here is actually for sale, I think. Look at this. Look at that. It's probably going to be the most common line that I'm going to say in this entire video, but look at that. This place is completely abandoned, actually, believe it or not. Surrounded by beautiful trees and flowers, and this is the view that you have. I wonder what they're asking for, what the asking price is. There's a for sale sign literally just on the outside, but Villa Adria is the name. You've got rooms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, and I think in the back there's actually like every room actually has like bathrooms and everything else. People have literally went in and sprayed the place up, but look at this. The potential that this place could have, no? And like where it is as well.
It's a little bit scary looking right now, but I think it's actually for sale, and if you put in a little bit of renovation, I'm sure it could be a gem.
I'm sure they're asking for mad money though. It's like the location is wild, but it's probably going to cost you a lot to buy it, and then it's also going to cost you a lot to renovate it as well. But you quite literally would be sitting on a pot of gold right here with where it's situated. You're right in the bay. Just over there is the actual harbour, so you're literally about a minute and a half, 2 minutes from where all the boats arrive from Split and Dubrovnik, etc. And you have some of the bluest water I've ever seen in my life just down below. I think we're gonna have to put down a deposit or something on this place.
Oh yeah.
This is...
Can you imagine waking up in the morning with the view towards the Spaniolo fort?
You're looking right onto the fortress.
Yeah.
That
Beautiful.
is crazy.
And the clock tower too.
And the bell tower from there's a Franciscan monastery just over there as well. Oh my god. Maybe we'll start a GoFundMe and we can have all 6 rooms. We can get 6 people to chip in and we can just split the ownership, because I don't think that we're able to afford this. So the place that I just showed you is up there. You come down the stairs and look at this. you have the possibility of turning this into like a cafe or a restaurant or something.
With a nice terrace where you could sit outside.
Sit outside facing the
water. A
water.
little bit of imagination.
What in the world are we doing? Why don't we just get this place? Oh my. Unbelievable. It's just sitting here empty. I cannot believe this place. Unbelievable. Just from the bay of Hvar town you can make your way into the Franciscan monastery. Have a look at this. One of the reasons that we wanted to come to Hvar is the history that is here. Hvar dates back to what year?
384 BC. It was settled by the Greeks, apparently.
Ancient Greeks, basically. They settled here, and the initial place of settlement would have been in Sari, which is the old town. Obviously, Hvar Island is not just Hvar town. You have Stary Grad, you have Vrboska, you have a whole bunch of other areas that you can explore. So if you are going to visit Hvar, make sure to rent a vehicle of some sort. You see people on ATVs, 4x4s, scooters, electric scooters even. That won't get you far here though. And cars as well will be the #1 choice. Because you're not going to be able to sort of freely move around if you don't have it. You're going to have to walk very long distances and go for very long hikes, which is usually what me and Naomi do, but we're here with family, so we're kind of anchored here in Hvar town. So we wanted to show you what's basically surrounding us, and have a look at that beautiful bell tower of the Franciscan monastery, which you can actually hear ringing every now and then. And you know what's funny? The beaches are absolutely jam-packed, but Naomi and I are the only people in here, in the monastery itself. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think there's a museum as well, which is currently closed, I think, but this little courtyard is gorgeous.
This seems to be the entry to the actual monastery. I'm not 100% if it's still working, like still operating monastery, but I think, I mean, they have a doorbell.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think you can
Ring the doorbell. Real old school doorbell, look at
They
that.
have a new one too.
They have a new one too. This is the modern, and then this is the old one. I think we prefer the old one though. Let's give it a yank. This is gorgeous though. Yeah, the history here is unbelievable. The Croatian people are unbelievable, so it's a top-notch destination. And you can see why. And look at this. I think these are actually, believe it or not, graves of people that are probably buried below this monastery.
Sorry.
I don't know. I think it's okay. But there's some Latin that's carved over the top. I'm not sure exactly how old this particular monastery is, but
It was built in 1461.
1461.
I just translated the stone over there. That was for the 500th anniversary in 1961.
And look at this. When you walk outside the monastery, this is what you're met with. If you're not into tourist destinations, don't come here, by the way. I just want to give you a little bit of a forewarning. Naomi and I, typically we never come to places like this, and it is overwhelming if you're someone that's not used to like massive hordes of tourists. This is what it looks like here in September. So if you come here in June, July or August, you're probably not even able to properly walk along this here. So just please keep that in mind. We're not advertising Hvar to you. We just want to actually show you guys what the actual reality of it is, because it's expensive and it's incredibly touristy. It also has beautiful aspects to it. One suggestion that we would actually make to you guys if you are going to come to Hvar is, and if you don't want the massive crowds, stay somewhere like Starigrad. It's a lot more low-key. It's a lot more lesser explored. Yeah, it gets a lot of tourists as well, but it's probably about a third of the people that are going to be here in Hvar town. And this place here is also kind of a party place, whereas Starigrad is a lot more low-key, more chill, and there's a lot more opportunities for you there to just sort of have a beach to yourself and disconnect from all of the crowds as well. It's gonna be pretty hard to do that in Hvar town unless you sort of walk a good bit outside of the center.
We are actually staying a little bit away from the center of Hvar town. So down there is the port, as you can see where the water is, and we're sort of staying uphill just behind the trees that you can see here. So that area, it's a lot quieter, so you don't really have the big hustle and bustle directly in front of your door, but it's still close enough to kind of reach everything that you would want to reach. So if you do want to go out to have dinner or go and have a coffee somewhere or whatever, it's quite accessible. You just have to walk a few stairs up.
This here is kind of an average price list for food. So you can get a smash burger and fries for €21. Chicken wings, $15. Dumplings for $15. Hummus and pita bread for €10. Whiskey glazed ribs for €25. So yeah, if you have two people like Naomi and I, you're probably going to be looking at spending like 50 or 60 euro for dinner. Also lunch prices are very similar to the dinner prices as well, believe it or not. So yeah, it's pricey. In terms of budget, like if you're trying to plan out like a proper budget, like per night or per day actually, to stay in a hotel, you're looking at 100 to about 600 plus per night. Per day on food for two people, probably about 100, 150, and then everything else that you throw in. So budget wise, if you want to be on the safe side, you're probably talking about 300, 350 per day. Now we're a family of 4, so that budget just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But we're only here for a few days, and I wanted to show my mom and my stepdad the island and just how beautiful it is, and they only get a week of holiday a year, so they had to come and see this place. But yeah, budget wise, it's hardcore. These here are the ruins of a Dominican monastery from the year 1312, and you can't actually get inside. These doors have been closed for a very, very long time, I'm guessing. But it just gives you a little bit of a taster of the history. And it's funny because all the tourists, they get off the boat and the first thing they look at is the beaches, fancy restaurants. These types of places oftentimes get completely overlooked and ignored, and these are like the most interesting places for Naomi and I. If you want to save yourself some money, you gotta do the hard work. Down there is Hvar town. It's actually very central, but if you have massive staircase through the beautiful narrow alleyways of this place.
That's Europe for you, though.
That's Europe for you. You really can't complain about it, can you? It's beautiful, But you do need to have a bit of strength in your legs, and you do need to have a bit of lung capacity, which Naomi doesn't have, and I definitely don't have either. But here, on our walk towards the accommodation, so we went down there yesterday towards the beaches for a swim, and you make your way back up, and the walk back home is just as beautiful as everywhere else. And instead of us paying $400 a night to be here, we get to have an extra view, a different angle, a secret angle.
And a workout for free.
And a workout, yeah.
For free.
So any of the overpriced food that we eat in Hvar, we get to walk it off on the way back up. And I want to show you guys some of the properties here too. This is actually the back of the Dominican monastery here that we just looked at. This tower here is a part of it, and it is actually entirely abandoned, and there's a little house down there too, probably a chapel. All here you've got olive trees as well, like quite literally everywhere. And these properties here, these really blew both of us away when we first initially walked past them. You have a place here called the Olive Tree Apartments, and it's quite literally obviously just a garden full of olive trees, but it's beautiful. Loads of wine too. Croatia has some of the best locally grown wine. It's up there like with Italy and Greece and
Georgia.
Probably Georgia and Italy are like number 1 and 2, and Croatia falls in somewhere there. Croatia also has some incredible rakia, grown from plums and all sorts of other things. But have a look at this. I want to show you guys this garden here. Every time that I walk past it, I'm like, I really want to buy this place, but there's no way in hell that we could afford it. Look at this. That is someone's back garden. I cannot believe it. It's out of this world. And the house itself, usually a lot of the houses here are very, very small, but this one actually looks to be quite large. And then they have that nice garden in the back too.
There's an Orthodox cross in the back of the garden.
Oh yeah.
Of the house.
I don't know how well you can see it, but I'll try and punch in. There's actually a cross over there. That's the old Christian cross, or the Orthodox Christian cross, similar to the one that I'm wearing here. This place is unbelievable. To walk up to our accommodation, to get to and from the centre, it's only about 5 minutes. It's taking us longer now because we're just sort of looking at stuff, but if you're determined, you can do it in 5 minutes with some sweaty armpits at the end. And then we'll show you guys the swimming pool, and we also have barbecue facilities as well, which I think is an added bonus. Barbecue facilities with probably the best view in all of Hvar. It's actually up there probably with the view from the castle that we started this video with. I'm not even lying. Speaking of the flippin' castle, that's it right there. And we're actually, where we're staying is just over here. So we're actually kind of on the same height as the castle. So what are you doing? Paying mad money down at the bottom when you could be on the Povo side and get yourself similar views to the castle. Well everybody, welcome to Casa del Mad Explorers. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to obviously have the information, we'll leave the information about this accommodation for you if you're interested. Have a look at this. You have your own swimming pool here with this view. Check that out. Now, I'm not going to lie, this place down here is a little bit messy, but what can you do? You're in the Balkans. And have a look. Down here, you've got tons of grapevines that basically wrap around. Up here, you have a beautiful balcony with even more of a view. And just over here is the Pakleni Islands as well.
The host of this place, I think he actually lives down there, and he kind of has chickens and pomegranate trees and lemon trees, olive trees. He has everything. It's actually really nice to wake up in the morning and you can hear the chicken, even though you're like in busy Hvar or Hvar. We keep pronouncing it wrong. It's still really, really lovely here. It kind of feels like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, legitimately. And the best part about this all is if you go to one of those hotels down at the bottom, you're paying mad money. And you're going to be at a swimming pool that is surrounded by tons of people that have paid the same as you, and you're going to be fighting over the sun loungers. Here, well, that's not the case. This legitimately feels like you have your own private pool. You've got sun loungers included. You can sit there, you've got an umbrella, sit there, read a book, whatever. Unbelievable. Now, here's the creme de la creme. Here's the best part, kind of the part that I was sort of hyping up when we were walking up, and that is the barbecue. By the way, just so you have it on video, this is the actual name of where we're staying. Fio's guest house. And keep in mind, for 4 of us, so for me, Naomi, my mother, and my stepfather, it works out to about €175 per night. But that's for 4 people. So if you're coming here and you just want to have one room for you and your wife, you're going to pay considerably less. You're going to be paying 50% of what we're paying. So probably about $80. 85 bucks a night. Here we go. Are you ready? Check this place out. Welcome to probably the most scenic barbecue in the world.
You can actually reserve this area with the owner. There's some other rooms obviously occupied by other guests, but you can just say, hey, can I have a barbecue like on Tuesday or something? And then this entire area is reserved for you. It's really nice.
It's a really special place. And here you go. Right there is Hvar town. Over here is the Pakleni Islands, which, by the way, if you want to go there, if you want to go over and check out those islands while you're here, you can do it on a taxi boat, and it literally costs you €10 per person.
Both ways.
Return.
Yeah.
So we're going to probably be doing that in the next few days. And you can do private boat trips and stuff like that as well, and that will cost you anywhere from €80 per person up to more. And yeah, and you can do completely private boat tours, which we got priced for 4 of us. It would be €450, and that's from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and you basically go all around Hvar, stopping at different beaches, and yeah, basically whatever you want, and a load of stuff is included in that. But hey, can you beat this view? For the price of what we're paying per night, I think we found an absolute gem. And check this out. Looks a bit fallen over here. You even have yourself a little swing seat. You can grab your favorite book, come up here with a coffee and just sit for probably hours on end. It's a serious place. Hold on, I'm going to show you the barbecue as well. Why not? It's not the cleanest, but you can do with it as you will. You have like the briquettes, and you can just cook to your heart's content. You even have a gas stove top with the gas can. You've got tap water, you have electricity, and the whole time that you're cooking, this here is the view that you're looking at. Unreal, no?
Feels like you're a millionaire or something like that.
Yeah.
Imagine being here, it's like barbecuing a full fish or something that you got in the market or something with that view. It's just beautiful.
Next level. Yeah. I tell you guys, in 2025, Hvar is expensive, incredibly expensive. For many, including a lot of the Croatian locals, which is an absolute disaster. It's way too expensive. Croatia, economy-wise, is not doing great for local people. It's very, very hard to make a living. Zagreb and a lot of these places, especially rural Croatia, it's very, very difficult for Croatians. But if you are looking at it from simply a holiday perspective, Hvar, in our eyes, is still worth coming to. Just make sure to plan ahead, budget it out, and have a little bit extra as well, because you never know when you're going to need that money. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love from Hvar.
Bok bok.
Bok bok.